This video is kindly brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform to create a beautiful online presence. Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some of my recent fabric finds as well as my sewing plans for winter. I have to say, winter is probably my least inspiring season to sew for, but I do have some fun projects planned that I'm super excited about, and I'm sure I'm going to add some dream items to my wardrobe this season. Like always, I have a pile of fresh new fabrics here behind me, and I've also got a whole heap of saved images on my Instagram of some outfits I've been inspired by lately, and I'm excited to go through them all now and show you what I have planned to make for my wardrobe during winter. The first fabric I have to show you is this adorable floral bedsheet. I actually picked up a whole bunch of these bed sheets off Etsy recently, and they were still in their original packaging, which is so cool. The reason I bought them was to make some sewing kits out of them, which I did, but I loved this particular bed sheet so much that I decided to keep one for myself. The reason I love this bedsheet is because it has the most adorable floral print on it. It's kind of like a ditzy floral, and it has the most lovely burnt orange and autumnal shades. And from this fabric, I plan to make a blouse similar to this one here, worn by Gift of Gabby G. I'm pretty sure Gabby has featured in every single one of my sewing plans videos. She's such a style icon. But what I really love about this blouse in particular is the fact that it has these amazing ruffles down the front of the blouse. And it also looks as though it's got a slight ruffled collar detail as well, which I absolutely love. And I think a blouse like this out of this incredible ditzy floral would be such a good addition to my wardrobe. I actually ended up finding a pattern in my pattern stash that I think will work perfectly for this blouse, and that is Simplicity 5727. In particular, I think this style here will work really well. It has the ruffles down the front, and this one also has a ruffled collar as well. I do like that I also have a non-ruffled collar version too, because that way if I feel like the ruffles are more of a statement enough, then I can also opt for a simpler collar. But yeah, I'm super excited to have a go at this project, and I think the two of these together are going to be such a good combination. This next fabric is one that I've already shown before, and I have already actually made a dress out of it, but the dress unfortunately was a bit of a fail, so I ended up cutting the skirt off that dress and then attaching a new skirt to make it look better. And so I've now got all of this leftover skirt fabric that I've been holding on to because I knew the perfect project would come up eventually. From this piece of fabric, I also plan to make a blouse. I'm really enjoying making blouses lately, and I do have a lot of dresses and skirts in my wardrobe already, but I am lacking in the blouse department. And what I love about blouses is that you can add so many fun details to them to make them quite statement pieces. And so here's another blouse worn by Gabby, and this one also features quite a lot of ruffles, but this time the ruffle kind of goes along the front of the blouse. And again, I found another blouse pattern in my stash that I think would work perfectly for this style. This one is style 3620, and pretty much this style here is exactly what I have in mind. And because this blouse that Gabby's wearing here is made from a gingham, I feel like the plaid fabric will potentially work in a similar way and will end up being a really cute blouse to add to my wardrobe. You may actually recognize this next fabric I'm going to show you. It is a beautiful broderie on glaze fabric kindly sent to me by A&R Fabrics. I have already made a dress out of a fabric just like this one, but it was in the eucalyptus and sage green colorway. And this one here is a beautiful deep red color. I'm not often drawn to the color red, but this is just such a beautiful shade. Looking at the screen at the moment, it looks a lot brighter than it is in person. It's a very deep brick red. It's almost burnt orange, but with a bit more of a red tone to it. And I love fabric that has a bit of texture to it, and broderie on glaze is one of my all-time favorites. And what I really like about this fabric is the embroidered details are quite large, so I feel like you can notice them from a bit of a distance away, whereas often with broderie on glaze fabric, the embroidery can be quite small and you can hardly notice it unless you're up close. And from this fabric, I have planned to make quite a statement dress like this one here by the brand Meadows. I really want to make a dress that's going to highlight the scalloped edge of this beautiful fabric, and I feel like adding some ruffles to the skirt of a dress like this one here would be such a great way to do that. Obviously this dress has a whole heap of embroidered details, such as the pineapples on the front and the really beautiful scalloped embroidered details down the bottom, which I'm not going to be able to achieve with this fabric. But I still think if I add some ruffles like this to either a dress or a skirt, it'd be a really great way to highlight the natural embroidered scalloped edge of this fabric. Lately, I've also been really inspired by the designer Sandy Liang. These are just a few examples of their amazing designs. Again, they feature quite a lot of ruffled details, which I love. And in particular, I love this skirt here that kind of looks like it's two different skirts merged together. I just think that looks so cool, and it could be fun to try and make something inspired by something like this. Let's just take a quick moment to talk about the sponsor of this video, Squarespace. As I'm sure you know by now, I'm a huge fan of Squarespace and have been using them to run the Rosery Apparel website and online store since 2016, well before they ever sponsored any videos. And the reason I love Squarespace so much is they really do make it so easy to create your dream website all by yourself. Whether you'd like to start making and selling your own products, create a portfolio to showcase your work, write a blog, or simply create any website of any kind, Squarespace have so many beautifully designed templates to choose from that you can then customize completely to suit your brand and style. When I first sat down to create my website back in 2016, I didn't have any extra money to spend on a custom website build, so I decided to give Squarespace a go, and I was just completely blown away with how easy it was to create everything I needed in a website all by myself. Not only is creating a website easy, but Squarespace make running your website so convenient and stress-free. I have the app on my phone, which means I can access my website's analytics and any sales that are coming in from anywhere at any time, which means I'm able to leave my laptop at home when I go away or when I'm out and about, as I can access everything and pretty much run my entire website just from my phone. So if you'd like to create a beautiful online presence of your own, then head to squarespace.com for a free trial, which I totally recommend you do so you can test out just how easy it is for yourself. And then when you're ready to launch your new website, head to squarespace.com/roseryapparel for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Next up, I have this beige corduroy fabric. During winter, corduroy is one of my favorite fabrics to wear. It is just so warm and cozy. And from this fabric, I actually plan to make a pair of trousers. I'm not much of a pants person. I much prefer to wear dresses, but I recently saw this post here by Rainforest Hands, and they've made a pair of corduroy pants and they just look so incredible that as soon as I saw this, I saved it because it really inspired me to want to have a go at making a pair of pants for myself. I just love how they've gone to town with all of the details, like the pocket within the pocket and the belt loops. They just look so professional, and I really want to put in maximum effort for my pants as well to make them look just as good as these, which I think will be a fun challenge. And I am slightly nervous about it because I don't think pants suit me that well, and I'm scared I'm going to put all this effort into a garment and not wear them, which is why I also opted to go with a more neutral corduroy as well, because I feel like this color will go with everything I already have in my wardrobe. At first I wanted to see if I could find some denim with a cute floral print or something like these pants here worn by Molly Catherine, but unfortunately I couldn't find anything even remotely like them. So instead I decided to go for the corduroy, which I think will be a much safer option, especially for someone who doesn't actually wear pants that much. The next fabric I have is this adorable printed rayon fabric. I honestly can't tell if this is navy or black. In the lighting right now it looks black, but on the screen it definitely looks more navy. I feel like the color changes depending on the lighting, and it honestly looks different every time I look at it. But it just features a really cute ditzy floral print. The print itself is very busy, but because it's just a black and white print, it kind of tones it down a little bit. And even though rayon is definitely more suited to the warmer months, I have a super cute project in mind for this. I was really inspired by this post here. I just love it when people show one dress styled multiple different ways. I find it so inspiring. The dress itself is a button-up collared dress. It looks as though the button-up detail is just along the bodice and not so much on the skirt, but I just love how they've styled this dress. It looks great on its own, but it also looks really cute with a cropped jumper. And then also I think it would go really well with some of my bigger cardigans that I have. And even though the fabric I have is slightly different, I feel like it's a very similar vibe to the dress fabric. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to having a go at recreating this dress. And the last two fabrics I have to show you are actually for the one project. I'm not often drawn to pink when it comes to making my own clothes, but I really do love it so much. And so what I have planned to make out of these two fabrics is another coat. During autumn, I made myself a coat out of a retro blanket, and I honestly just had so much fun making that coat. Even the lead up to making it, I was just so inspired and excited by it, and I enjoyed the process so much that I already plan to make another. I feel like especially in Tasmania where it gets so cold during winter, you can definitely have more than one coat in your wardrobe. And I don't know, something about having a pink coat just excites me so much. And so I found this coating fabric at Spotlight recently. It's got such an unusual texture, but it's just something a little bit different. And it was available in this beautiful pink shade, but it also came in a matcha green shade as well. And it took me so long to decide which one to go with. I ended up going with the pink, which I'm so excited about. For some reason, the idea of having a pink coat just excited me way more than the green coat. And then I also picked up this beautiful linen tablecloth from the brand Society of Wanderers, which is one of my all-time favorite bed linen brands. But I just so happened to be looking in their tablecloth section on their website, and their tablecloths were heavily discounted, and then they also had a further 25% off sale, which actually made them so affordable considering it's 100% French linen. Super good quality. I just can't get over how good this linen feels. And I think this as the lining of the coat would be so fun. I just think they look really good together, and I'm so excited to get started with this project. I don't have a pattern in mind for this coat yet, but I did see this one here by the brand Rouge. And I think this is what initially inspired me to want to have a go at making a pink coat of my own. I love the collar of this coat, and I also like that it has a tie up detail, so if you want to cinch the coat in, you can. And also the sleeves of this coat are really nice. They've kind of got a cuff, which is something a little bit different, and I feel like this fabric is thin enough to potentially be able to do something similar. I do know that I want to make this coat quite long though, because when I was making my blanket coat, I wanted that coat to be long, but when I finished it, it ended up being more around knee length, which actually works perfectly for that coat because the fabric is so busy. But for this coat, I definitely want it to be quite ankle grazing, to be a bit more of a statement. I think that could be really fun and super warm as well. And yeah, I'm just so excited to have another coat project. I enjoyed making the last one so much, and coats just seem really impressive, but honestly, they're way easier to make than you'd think. I don't know why I feel like I need to justify it any more than I am, but I just feel like having two coats in my wardrobe is just going to make me so happy over the colder months, and it'll be nice to interchange between the two when I go out as well. Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. And in terms of knitting, I do have a bit of an update for you. In my last sewing plans video, I shared that I wanted to try and make a shrimps inspired cardigan, and I've started it, so I thought I would show you what I'm up to. Here is a look at the back of the cardigan. This is my first time ever doing cabled knitting, and I am so impressed with how it's looking. I'm also really impressed with how much easier cables are to do than I thought. I put off learning how to do them for so long because I just thought they looked really complicated and I wouldn't be able to figure it out, but it's way easier than you think. It's definitely not perfect by any means. I do have a fair few mistakes in the back when I was first starting out, but at least I've started with the back piece, so I'm never going to see these mistakes, and hopefully by the time I'm working on the front, I will have practiced it enough that there won't be any more mistakes. So the plan is to embroider some cute little flowers into the diamond shapes. And yeah, so far it has been such a fun project. I'm really impressed with myself. So that is everything I plan to make for my wardrobe during winter. Like always, I'll be sharing the making process for each of these items on this channel. So if you like the sound of any of them, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out when those go live. And if you enjoyed this video, or if you got some sewing inspiration from it, then I would love it if you could give it a like. And don't forget to go and check out Squarespace, the sponsor of this video. Have a lovely day and thanks for watching!